And a very, very warm welcome along, everybody. How is everyone doing today here on this fantastic Wednesday? I've got myself a little bit of one of those nasty upper respiratory tract infections again, so I am planning on taking an extra little break today on today's stream to make sure we get through to the end. But welcome into Sora Donald Goofy, to Gemma Barnes, to Franco, to Adrian, and to Alan and Joel as well. Yes, we're running the Cooler Tauros. I wasn't actually planning on going live today, but I saw that we did the Miltank run yesterday, and I thought it would be very fun to do another kind of similar Pokemon in the same vein as Miltank and Tauros. So we are going to be running Bouffalant. This is a backport we've had made for a very long time, actually, and it's never had the perfect slot. As you can see, we don't actually have that big a learn set, so this could be quite a tricky run when it comes to type coverage. We do, of course, have Pursuit, and Leah as our two starting moves, and before we get into the run, we'll take a look at the stats. We are level 5 with 25 HP. We're holding a berry, and our two moves, like we said earlier, are Pursuit and Leah. We got 17 in attack, 15 in defense, just 9 in special attack, 15 in special defense, and 10 in speed. I hope you have a very safe drive to work, Sora Donald Goofy. And in the meantime, we are going to get the timer going and get the run going. I'm very glad you like the sprite. So yes, I'm down with another one of those infections just in time as well for the big stream on Friday. Earthquake is nice. Surf, unfortunately, won't be that useful. We've got just 40 in special attack. So our first challenge really is to get to level 6 as quickly as possible. Earthquake is very nice because it covers that big gap that we would otherwise have with the Magnemite line and with the Gengar line. It's very much a situational move for those two Pokemon, but goodness me, it does really pay off for those two Pokemon. Revenge might be interesting. I'm not sure if I'm going to have that on the learn set yet, but we shall have to see. And 16 months, thank you so much, Kanbei. I really wish that the 16 months would show at the top of the screen as well, because that's an awful long time. It is delightfully devilish, Seymour. I do like Rage early game as well. It did do that once in an earlier stream. Oh goodness, Dehu, I know you've had a lot of issues with your internet today. Hopefully everything is starting to work correctly for you. And for those of you just popping in, we're going to be taking an extra break today because I've got a little bit of an infection again. It's been a while since I've had one, actually. Felt quite lucky. And of course, the rival's going to have Chikorita in this instance because it's the bulkiest of all the three starters. I think out of every possible rival combination, the rival is most likely to have the Chikorita line on any of our runs together. Welcome in, Luke. How are you? Thank you for popping in, Adrian. It's always appreciated. You're never obliged to be in these streams. I'm just very happy to say hello to you. Exactly. I like Rage is not something you would hear from a Gen 1 runner. But for a Gen 2 runner, Rage is very good. I'm hoping, and it could be false hope here because I'm feeling a bit naff today, I'm hoping for sub 130. The big goal would be sub 110. Not sub 110, that would be absolutely ludicrous. Sub 120. But we shall have to see. We've not got very far with 60 Sauros yet, but it's doing very well so far. It hasn't been knocked out. Absolutely, as we'll see in the Dunsparce run that's coming later this month or early next month. It's voiced and uploaded, so it's at some point in the next 4 weeks. We'll see that Rage is a very powerful move early game. I really need to get my challenge run spreadsheet on my phone so I can refer to it. I've got a weakened immune system due to illnesses when I was younger. So if it's a bug, my body's like, yes, come in, feel at home. You're more than welcome here. Whereas I'm thinking, oh, bloody hell, another bloody infection. So I've started voicing several weeks in advance because this could potentially knock me out for a couple of weeks. So I want to make sure that I've got the voiceovers in hand. I will take anybody's buffed immune system, to be fair. Oh, good lord, we're out of Rage PP. Thankfully, Caterpie is incredibly weak. I'm currently weighing up the pros and cons of going through the Sprout Tower early. I don't think we'll need it, honestly. Oh, wrong person to speak to. There we go. Bitterberry acquired. Hopefully save that for Karen. I'm very glad that we've got a whole 95 in special defense. That's going to make the later game a lot easier. I'm thinking that Red could be a lot better with having 95 special defense than some other fights we have seen. Of course, our big issue at the moment is going to be speed. 55 speed is not great. Means we will likely be charm dodging with Pikachu. But I'm hoping that that 110 in attack combined with stab return at that point will make up for any slowness we have. We shall have to see though, we've got a long way to go until we get there. Although that way to go has suddenly become a lot shorter. Zephyr badge in 5:32. Let's move on now towards Azalea Town. We will absolutely be gluing that Quick Claw. I've not spoken to the bloody man yet, have I? We will absolutely be gluing that Quick Claw onto Bouffalant. That is for goddamn sure. There we go. I've played this game before, honest. I reckon we should do very well against Whitney, personally. It all depends on whether she uses Double Slap as to how quickly we get through. I really enjoyed doing the Miltank run, but I was incredibly nervous. Best of luck for the interview, Gemma. I'm sure you'll do fantastically. Welcome in, Dragon Princess. How are you today? Goodness me, all the encounters on this run. I'm glad you're doing okay. Seeing a lot of Ekans. Can we just go one step of grass without an encounter, please? Tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to teach Mud Slap now. In place of Fury Attack. Level up group, it will be whatever Bouffalant's is. We've not lost the berry yet, so it's hard to tell. It's not feeling like slow, I will say that much. Which probably means it is in slow, knowing me. In fact, I'll pause the timer and I will check the files for Bouffalant. So in base stats, it is in medium fast. And it is in medium fast on the overlay as well, so we know that everything's accurate. There we go. Let's get my on-screen furniture back up and running. We'll unpause the timer, and we will carry on. I expected slow as well, honestly. Though medium fast isn't great at the beginning of the game. I completely agree there, Bundy Buddy. It is almost like you've upset a Pokemon by accidentally stomping on it. I'm hoping that we'll be level 16 by the time we reach Bugsy. I think Horn Attack might be a little bit more reliable. But we shall have to see how the next few battles go. I think I will take on that optional with the Slowpoke. It's relatively harmless. I reckon the lack of speed at Red will be the hardest part of Bouffalant, honestly. Although we do get Swords Dance, which is going to help us. So we can maybe try some kind of Quick Claw or Paralyzed Cure Berry strats, depending on how well we tank some of those harder hitting Pokemon. Let's get that PlayStation Network Cure Berry. Obtain the full heal. We'll buy our stuff now. What do we want? We want probably about 3 Super Potions. Bunch of repels. We'll do a cheeky little heal. And we'll chat with Kurt. Pausing the timer at 9 minutes 57 seconds to catch the HM friends. Now for this we are going to have to do a hard save. And there's going to be a little bit of awkwardness because what I've got to do is I've got to delete the clock file. Just like that, and then we reload. Then we make sure that GameHook is still playing ball. And then what we can do is we can set the time to night. There we go. So now we can get our Psyduck and Paris encounters, and it's Psyduck first straight away. Of course, this backport was made before we had the modification to help with the encounters in the Ilex Forest. It's Rat and Double Drat. There's an Oddish. We've not seen one of those in a very long time on a run. Now we get 2 in a row. 3 in a row. 3 is the magic number, but it's not what we're looking for. We even get 4. Another Psyduck. There's a Venonat. Venomoth's run's coming very soon. It's voiced and uploaded in the queue. We are just looking for that 5% Paris, and I am very glad that in Fire Red, where we will be on Friday, Paris is 100% in the bottom floor of Mount Moon, isn't it? Paris really does not like staying in the ball, does it? There we go. I'm pausing the timer as we leave the forest, and we'll go and do Slowpoke well. Expecting a quick attack here. Didn't get a quick attack. There's the quick attack. It's very rare, actually, we get a quadruple Oddish. Don't drink me, Zubat. At this point in the game, because we are a single stage Pokemon, it's very, very easy. That 110 in attack is really doing the work. There we go, we finally used that berry up. And we're going to get rid of Pursuit in place of Horn Attack. Got no need for Pursuits. We've got that ground type move with roughly equal power when we factor in the physical and special split. In fact, at this point, I'm going to jiggle my moves around is what I was trying to spit out there. So we have Horn Attack, then Mud Slap, our other stab move at the bottom, and our status move in slot 3. That's generally how I like to keep the moves. At the moment, it's working for us incredibly well. Be interesting to see if we one-shot the B-Drill. We do with a critical hit, so that didn't really help matters in the end. Paris is fairly bulky. We'll see how we get on here. Welcome in, hi now, and Chilling Lurking. How are you both today? There is something oddish about this run, isn't it? Isn't there? Nice that it's a 2-shot already on the Metapod. Another critical hit there. Yeah, we're absolutely fine for Bugsy. 1237 for Bugsy. Let's move on to arrival number 2. There we go. Even the rival's single relevant battle did not matter there. Oh, that's not a split. Welcome in, some gal. How are you today? We'll grab ourselves a repel so we're all nice and stinky, as it were. Goodness me, what was that turn of phrase? And welcome in, Anderson. I have slightly messed up here, actually. I meant to give Hidden Power ground. For the Bugsy fight. Not for the Bugsy fight, for the Morty fights. But I forgot. Because this was originally going to be a Whale Lord run. But I want to clean a couple of things up in the Whale Lord backport. You're awaiting a breakfast deliver. I hope you've got something delicious on the way. I'm a little bit under the weather, not doing the best today, but I am powering through. We are probably going to take a break just before Morty anyway. So I'll be fully prepared for the nonsense that could be that battle. Shouldn't be the worst in the world. Yeah, Hidden Power Dark isn't great for Bouffalant. It gives you perfect DVs, but it comes with the payoff of Dark's the special type in Gen 2. And Bouffalant's only got 14 special attack. We'll still go and use Hidden Power Dark for that battle. It'll be the best option we've got, really. Now let's try and get ourselves an Abra. Yes, Dark is special in Gen 2. Doesn't make sense that it's special. It should have been physical. But Game Freak didn't know what they were thinking about, really. And with Kenya obtained, we have the full HM friends acquired. We can't even really do the backup strat of Dig, because Bouffalant can't learn Dig. grab the Quick Claw. And we'll take on Mr. Raichu Man. Yes, another backport Seth. This one has been waiting for its appropriate slot for quite some time, actually. Yes, it is a big case of the Mr. Moo-Poo, isn't it? Pompey. You heard that crash, boom, bang out of the corner of the microphone. That was the cat coming back in. He has been fed in the last hour, so presumably he's going to pretend like he's not been fed. Of course, the sleep powder hit. I don't think we need to do these battles now, but they always frustrate me doing them later. So we're going to do this battle, and we're also going to do the other mandatory battle we'll need to face to get to the rocket section. Right, so we have one mandatory and one mandatory only in this gym. And she's already beaten up. Being in medium fast means we won't be in too bad a position with our slow speed later on, because we will level up probably to about 63, 64 by the time we defeat Blue. That's my early game prediction anyway. And from there, we shouldn't have too rough a time. And what we'll do is we'll take our our first break, I should say. I've done it again. Recently, I keep forgetting the squirt bottle, so what I'll do is I will unpause the timer for getting the squirt bottle, and then we'll repause it to go back up to the tree. So that is the movement all done. That was, of course, player error. I'm not firing on all cylinders today, as I'm sure you're all fully aware. Welcome in, Chad. It's going relatively well so far. Yes, you did miss Whitney. She was gone in the blink of an eye. 2 shots with a headbutt. I agree that Bouffalant feels like it should be a lot slower. A lot slower, a lot quicker. And because we're going to be taking an extra break today, I'm not going to be pressing the insert advert button on any of the breaks. So if you do get adverts, it's YouTube automatically applying them today. And then, of course, tomorrow we have another run coming out. It'll be at 2 PM United Kingdom time. In fact, let me figure out exactly who it is. I think it's Lapras. For everybody who is not a HM friend, I think Lapras is the next run out for you. And for all of you lovely HM friends, we are going to be saying hello to Dunsparce's run. So Dunsparce's run is coming out tomorrow for the HM friends. It's coming out on Sunday for everybody else. And then we've got some very fun runs coming up towards the latter part of the month as well. The option is always there, Kanbei, if you're a HM friend. I don't think we want revenge. I think Lapras is in slow level up group. But with Lapras's stats, it doesn't really matter. Water and Normal are the two overpowered types in Gen 2. Normal because you get moves like Return, Water because you get Surf. I would absolutely hope that Megahorn will one-shot Karen's Umbreon. We'll have to see though, won't we? I reckon Megahorn has its place, especially for the pesky Umbreon. And, of course, the pesky Espeon for that matter as well. Because we should more than be a high enough level to learn that move by then. And this is the worst case scenario, but 85% accuracy is not the worst in the world. Move Reminder in Crystal would make the world of difference. It would let me open up the learn sets for quite funky things. Yes, Bug is strong against Dark. We will be dealing 240 power against the Umbreon. To be fair, Bug rarely comes up as an attacking type, doesn't it? Let's reunite the married couple. And I reckon we're going to teach Strength over Rage when we get to the cafe. Let's teach Strength now, shall we? Getting a shiny out of the odd egg is always preferable to getting a non-shiny out of the odd egg. By virtue of the fact that the non-shinies all have 0 DVs across the board. So at least shinies have better DVs. Strength is not a bad move at all. Base 80 power, so that's, what, 120 with stab, plus your Whitney badge boost and your Falconer badge boost. It's a really good move. Because at the moment, return is only base 68 power, going up to 69, because we leveled up here. So we're still a lot higher power than return would be at this point in the run. Yes, exactly. The move deleter in Blackthorn helps as well. With the way DVs are passed down in Gen 2, then Tyrogue is probably your best option. It all depends on what Pokemon you want. Because if you breed with a shiny, it's a 1 in 64 chance for the opposite gender, maybe, question mark? There we go. Rival 3 all completed. And I think it's at this point we're going to say goodbye to Leah. I don't think we've used it once yet. And we're going to teach Hidden Power. Let's use up some of our potions, shall we, at the same time. Clear up some bag space. Yes, it's also time to leave you seen in the basement. Mud Slap and Hidden Power would be a one-shot on all of these. But that is no issue whatsoever. Haunter might be a different story. We know that Mud Slap is not a one-shot. Let's try Hidden Power against the next one. Okay, so Hidden Power can one-shot a level 20 Haunter. However, it's a range against a higher-leveled Haunter. Haunter, I barely know her. Getting some decent information here. I am going to play it relatively safe here, and I'm going to go and take on Beauty Valerie with her Hoppip line, and I'm going to take on Toby as well. Just to be a little bit extra safe. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else we could very quickly take on. I don't particularly want to do the twins. This really is a tricky situation to know which items to give. I'm going to give the Mint Berry. But I think that's going to be the most useful. Let's see how we get on at Morty. So we can Mud Slap the Ghastly. That's absolutely fine. So one shot on this level 21 Haunter. Oh, we're fine now for the rest of the battle. Nothing to worry about at all. It is in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, but it's not as important as some people say it is. It will do higher rounding at lower levels, but by the time you get into the 30s, it's practically irrelevant. And my logic has always been that if you go to, say, for instance, I'm going to pause the timer because we're taking a break in a moment anyway. If you're going up a level anyway, you're going to do higher damage than the level below. So there is very little point, especially at higher levels, edging your level to another level by taking on some extra battles when the chances are you could get through quicker for a tricky battle than it would take you to get the extra level in the first place. Exactly, having the mint berry made sure we didn't get put to sleep. I'm going to take a very quick 3-minute break now, just because I'm not feeling too great. I don't want to burn out by the end of stream and feel absolutely rotten. I'm not going to press the advert button. You're going to see the beautiful, if I do say so myself, BRB screen. And we'll see you all back in 3 minutes' time. And thank you so much for your patience there. We are back and we're going to teach Surf and Strength to Psyduck. We shall now bring up our super repels. And we'll start crossing the ocean. I've got just how chewy Twixes are on my break. Stab doesn't get put into the power up, the move power part, no. All that happens is if a move is stab, it gets put in bold. And that is for future-proofing the overlay for Gen 3 mainly. Because in Generation 3, there are moves like Soap Soak, rather. Which, of course, can change the Pokemon's type, and that would make the whole game incredibly confusing with the overlay. And, of course, we've got things like Ditto, haven't we, in Generation 2? Where your type is forever changing. I'm going to be trying, emphasis on the word trying, to make a full-on backport of Past Form at some point. I forgot its name then. In Generation 2, complete with hail and the extra weather. Of course, Conversion and Conversion 2, the very forgotten about moves, actually. And thank you so much, Sora Donald Goofy, for the $2 super chat. I need to turn the alerts back on because I was doing some recording. Easy, easy chuck fight there. Although I have realised we kept the timer paused, goodness me. What I will do is I will see exactly how long it was. Came back at 4605, 4603 rather. And then we defeated Chuck at 4753. Easy mistake to make. Oh, you might need a trip to Asda. Absolutely. Sometimes these kind of mistakes happen, so we'll just wait to resync. And then we'll get on with the rest of the run. And welcome in, Paul. We'll do the split at around about 43, 44, something like that. An extra couple of seconds isn't going to make the world a difference. In the meantime, why don't we have another little chat with Chuck? We never get to see this text. Goodness. If I was being clever here, I'd have munched on the other finger of the Twix I've got. Got just how chewy they were. There we go. We waited so long it got day out there. But now that we have Fly, we can of course teach that to Kenya. I think the first thing we'll do is we'll go to Violet City. Move! Double move. Goodness me. We'll get Sprout Tower done. I always feel as well, you know, that Bouffalant would fit in very well in an earlier generation game. It's got that early Pokemon Gen feel about it. That might just be because it's budget Tauros. It is a budget Tauros with a faster level rate. Right, we have all the HMs we require now on our Paris. Now what we need to do is we need to swap, cut and flash around. We can dig out. And while we're doing the housekeeping, we might as well do all of it. I believe that the stat spread, or should I say the actual base stat total, is the same as Tauros. But we aren't quite as bulky. I think that's what somebody in chat said earlier, and I trust them implicitly. Let's get the nugget, let's get the rare candy. And let's sell some stuff that we don't need. It's always good to have great bag management in these runs. Don't need the balls anymore. Don't have hands, not going to use Sweet Scent. Can we learn Shadow Ball? No, we can't. That can go. Don't need Detect. Don't need Attract. Don't need Fury Cutter either. There we go. Exactly, the level groups will be the thing that really does separate the two Pokemon. Now, I suppose we have to do the Rocket Underground at some point here in Mahogany. Might as well do it now. Get it out of the way. Last night, just as I was prepping to start winding down, talking of planes, an RAF plane flew overhead. And Christ, it was one of the loudest things I've heard in years. Yes, absolutely, Lance, the Team Rocket admin. I'm going to take a bit of a risk, actually, in a moment. I'm considering teaching Surf very briefly. Just for the jazz fight. One of these has half a Twix in. I might as well eat it during this part. Talking of loud noises, I was at a friend's house yesterday, and at one point his fridge screamed bloody murder. And it freaked the hell out of me. I did consider telling the fridge to be cool. Absolutely, we will be using the move deleter. Because as soon as we defeat Jazz, we will have access to the move deleter. I'm trying this out, and yeah, this is definitely slower for me this way. Oh, tell me about it. The backdoor hinge at the moment, no matter how much WD-40 I put in it, it's all very, very loud all of the time. Bouffalant is definitely ready for a night on the tiles. Right, so we know we want Megahorn at 41. Didn't want to get Border Douglas, but sometimes life just gives you Border Douglas. I hate this cloister with an absolute passion. This should hopefully be a relatively easy battle. I've got to be honest, I prefer Bouffalant. Might be a little bit controversial. I think Bouffalant has more personality in its design. Just double check actually. But yes, we did get the secret potion. I think there's more personality that I could give as well if I was doing a prereq with Bouffalant than I could with Tauros. Because Tauros is just a ball. Whereas Bouffalant at least has the fun hair. Right, let's see how badly this battle goes. This is what I'm least confident about. Although it turns out Jasmine's complete lack of special defense with her Steelix worked out perfectly. Let's go and unlock Blackthorn, shall we? Yep, she absolutely did not take the secret potion, and we are incredibly grateful. Thank you, Jazz. You've made this run significantly easier. To press the right buttons for this section, doesn't it? That is a very good question, Deadpool. How on earth does Bouffalant learn Surf? Don't know why I picked up the Nevermelt Ice. We don't have a single Ice-type move on the Learn set. Could sell it for a whole 50 Poké-dollars later. We'll now forget Strength. We'll fly back to Goldenrod. Into the mark we go. Did I pick up that extra nugget? I hope I did. There we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some more calcium. At the moment, I am worried about our special defense for later in game. But I think by adding a little bit of extra calcium, it will give us a bit more of a buffer. We're now also more than happy enough to have a return, so we'll teach that. And we shall leave here. And get on with the radio tower. Thank you for popping in, Sora, Donald, Goofy. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the run when you get to see it. Welcome in, Malik. Never apologise for being late. And welcome in, No Speech Gaming. Apologies, I missed your message there. I did mean to forget Surf as well, but I forgot. I'm a little bit under the weather, getting better as the day progresses. But definitely not at a full 100% today. I'll be taking tomorrow off to rest up in time for the big stream on Friday. Goodness knows how long that stream's going to last. Because we are going to be running Girafarig across 3 different regions. Well, 4 different regions, technically. If you count the 2 different Kantos as different regions. Oh, that's rude of Asda. I hate it when companies do that. As you know, Kambe, I never expect any kind of gift memberships from anybody. I appreciate the company far more than anything else that anybody could ever do for the channel. I think no matter how big the channel ever gets, that's going to be something I always want to have. Just the hanging out with chat, because, to be honest, the run's secondary to me. If I'm doing a run on stream, it's because I want to hang out with all you lovely people. The run is just the means to the end of having the fun little hangout. It gives us something to talk about when the food conversation inevitably runs dry. I hope you have a great time at work, Chilling Lurking. Thank you for popping in. And I shall try my best to stampede through the rest of this run. Getting a fair idea now as well of what I want the final learn set to be. I reckon we're probably going to have Return, Megahorn, Earthquake, and Swords Dance. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that next time we're in Blackthorn, we forget Surf from the move reminder. Then we can replace it with Reversal and or Thrash, just in the interim. And then take it from there. I've never had Marmite or Vegemite. I've smelt them before and I think they both absolutely stink to high heaven, so I thought I'd probably not want to try them. I am the least adventurous person with food. To be fair, I would probably have Marmite before Mayo too, Kanbei. That says more about Mayo than it does about Marmite. Right, Team Rocket's done its goodbye forever spiel. A radio card acquired. I don't like any kind of mayo, I've got to be honest. Makes getting pre-made sandwiches a very, very big pain. Surf is Surf plus 2 requirements now, so we'll get rid of it. And then in 9 levels time, we will have Swords Dance. I was saying Boo Earns. No, I said Surf plus to requirements. I've had haggis before. Back when I could eat red meat, I actually kind of enjoyed it. Alright, let's beat up Claire, shall we? 3 one-shots on the Dragonair. Let's see how we get on against the Kingdra. 4 one-shots. Fantastic. It's been a good 17 years since I had Haggis, so honestly, at this point, it's very difficult to remember what it was actually like. I know it had a very interesting texture. But other than that, I couldn't tell you much about it. And let's get Claire's badge. Rising badge in 56 minutes and 10 seconds. Some of my family is Scottish, so we quite often went up to the Edinburgh military tattoo in summer. So I had a very large amount of opportunities to try haggis when I was younger. Are we wearing a rappel? Yes, we are. Thank goodness for that. I'm going to get this rare candy early today because I don't trust myself to remember to get it later. Before the recipe change, Iron Brew was perfect. But since they changed the recipe after the sugar tax came in, it's just not quite the same. Oh, I can completely understand why you don't want to say that word on YouTube, Gemma. Even though it is a legitimate food, it is also a bit of a dirty word, isn't it? Oh, Iron Brew 1901's original recipe. I am going to have to look out for that. And for those of you out of the loop, unfortunately, I cannot even give hints the word that Gemma is trying to say, or wants to say, but cannot say because of YouTube regulations. Because it's a very unfortunate thing where a very nasty slur, actually, is also the name of a food in the United Kingdom. And we shall say no more on the matter than that, really. Yes, exactly. If you search what Hi Now has put in the chat, you will get the word in question. Exactly. Unfortunately, the censors don't understand context, and I don't want anybody accidentally getting banned. They did name a food that. Words are struggling to come to me now, thinking of that. But there we go. Right, we've got Earthquake. We're going to teach it to our Boofy. We'll get rid of Mudslap. Never say you don't learn anything in this chat. It might not be anything you think you'll learn at the beginning of a run, but there's always something that comes up, isn't there? Talking of Coca-Cola, the best Coca-Cola I ever had was in Bulgarian packaging. It must be because obviously they use different local water supplies, wherever they are. And there's something about the Bulgarian Coca-Cola that's absolutely fantastic. We have now said thank you to Kenya, Abraside, and Paris. They are getting a fantastic little break, as Bouffalant is ready to take on the league. Exactly, there are big reasons why that word cannot be said. Why I'm very, very carefully prancing around the topic. $101.30 for Will. Let's see how we get on against Koga. We will take a very brief break after the league. Wrong move, Squidge. That was a relatively easy Koga battle. Let's see how we get on against Bruno. This is what I'm most worried about. But we shall have to see how we get on. Thank you for popping in, Dragon Princess. One-shotting Machamp. The rest of the battle's very, very easy from here. I have heard of Pilk. My very good friend Kim drank some Pilk on a celebration stream not too long ago. Where's the Bitterberry, Squidge? There it is. We'll give the Bitterberry and we shall give the HP up. And I'm hoping that we get a full level in this battle. Well, we one-shot the Scumbrion. We one-shot the next Pokemon. I wasn't paying attention. Gengar's a one-shot. Murkrow's a one-shot. Oh dear. Oh, I've messed up ever so slightly and took one battle too few on. It's fine, we'll be able to work with this. The aim is to get to level 56 for this battle. There we go. We got through. 0 resets through the league. A very, very, very good feat indeed. Let's get our final league time. $104.51 for the Hall of Fame. What I will do is I will very quickly, before taking the break, I'm curious to see who we are roughly on par with. So our last time was 104.35. Who do we have in recent times? Roughly, on the same kind of track as a Pokemon like Raticate, really? Or Aerodactyl, I suppose that's a better comparison. I'm going to take a very, very quick 3-minute break. We shall be back for the last part of this run in 3 minutes' time. And we are back. Thank you so much for your patience there. Let us remember to unpause the timer this time. And we'll get on with the last part of the run. So of course, the first thing we're going to need to do is retrieve those HM friends. So a quick cycle over to Cherry Grove City. And we shall say a welcome back to Kenya, Abra, Psyduck, and Paris. Over to Mount Mortar we go to get the first of 2 rare candies in the Johto region. I'll have a look and see if I can do a Frogger style animation. I do enjoy making those little animations when I've got a spare 5-10 minutes or so. I have well overbought on the repels today. Goodness. And let's get on the boat. Yes, asteroids is one of the ones. I want to do Space Invaders, I know that much, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to make the logo expand and contract yet. Because eventually I want about 7 or 8. You want the DVD screensaver? I do want to show the initial sprite, actually, of Bouffalant after we've done this run. So while I'm loading up that, I will put the DVD screensaver on. And of course, the first thing we do in Kanto is the last thing we do in Johto. We're getting another rare candy, this time from the chairman of the Pokemon Fan Club. And we have Earthquake. We might be slow, but we have Earthquake, and we also have a Quickie C that we accidentally give to Abra. This should be a relatively easy battle. Exactly, we'll all be looking out for the corner. One shot on Raichu. One shot on Electrode number 1. Earthquakes 4 times against the Magneton. Easy, easy battle. There's only one more item I need to remember to pick up now, and that's the extra Purr's Cure Berry. We get that just west of Lavender Town. We're going to try and avoid using Mega Horn unless it's absolutely necessary, because of course we could lose a turn with it missing. Unlike some other Pokemon as well that have had a roughly similar time through the Johto section, I reckon Bouffalant's got a relatively easy Kanto section coming up, including Blue and Red. Whoosh, straight down Cycling Road, we've got to take on Birdkeeper Bob. Be a nice simple one-shot. Now let's take on Janine, shall we? Absolutely, we're going to be needing the Charm Dodge on this run. $110.45 for Janine's badge. My cat seems to have let bygones be bygones with the orange and white cat, who he used to be very, very harsh enemies with. Because there's a new cat on the street, and it's become one of those, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Well, let's take on Sabrina. They really are an enigma, aren't they? And it's time for Wiggly Gran. Gigaran packs? No, thank you. That's just reskinned Hyper Beam. Let's not pretend it's anything more fancy than that. This has been a backport that's been waiting for its slot for a very long time. I'm very happy to finally have the appropriate moment to bring it to air. It's doing very well for itself. Stab return and then earthquake for anything that is weak, that resists return is all you really need. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to fly first. Of course, we can give Misty some slack this time. I really hope this is a fair fight, but I don't think it will be. Honestly, we had no need for head charge. The recoil that you take far, far outweighs any kind of benefit from that higher power move. Because we were one-shotting most things anyway. But it was coded into the learn sets. We had the option to learn it, we just never bothered. Right, let's get back to It's Lavender Town. Crystal backports are absolutely an awful lot of fun, you're not wrong. I'm always a big proponent for backporting the full experience, i.e. as close as possible to the original learn set from the generation it was introduced into. There we go, 3 drill all defeated. Let's now take on Brock. If you know where to look, Kanbei, there are some people who have publicly available sprite work, which you can use with credit for an awful lot of Gen 2 Pokemon. I can't remember the exact Twitter handle. I know Luke linked it to me, so I'll be able to hopefully find it in our DMs at some point. There is a full tutorial for implementing the Fairy type in Generation 2. Meant to use Earthquake there. I will always endeavour to use my own sprites whenever I do a backport. Or if I don't create my own sprite, or one of my friends creates a sprite as a lovely favour, then I will generally pull from Gen 4 or Gen 5 sprites. I'm going to do a cheeky little swords dance here to get us started, just to be 100% safe. Not that much damage from Psychic, that's really positive to see. Use the Earthquake there, that should be a one-shot. $119.09 for blue. There's never such a thing as a dumb question. The disassemblies, at least the 8-bit disassemblies, are limited to 254 Pokemon, with a little bit of jiggling around. And 254 moves as well, just because of the 8-bit file structure. Because you need that 255th entry to be the delimiter at the end. Nah, I hate Pokemon Crystal, never play it. Now, we have forgotten a rare candy. I've got a feeling it's going to be this one here. It's either this one or the one in violet. The one in violet. There we go. There are a few ways we can go about this battle, none of which is optimal, I will be honest. We'll give it a quick go a few different ways and see which is the way that sticks. As we all know, I'm a very big Blade Blado Legends fan. But F-drop is not what we wanted to see there, really. High roll, please. We are not getting a 0 reset run this time, unfortunately. It's a little bit of a weird choice, but I really love the Raticate line. I think we won. Well, Thoughts Dance made that battle easy, didn't it? Let's get the leaderboard all generated, shall we? Absolutely not Sailor Max. We've spoken about this many times here on the channel. Damage rounding threshold is meaningless at high levels. The better thing to do is the consistent pattern, because it gives that consistency for every single Pokemon. Every single Pokemon gets in at its level, and then it gets 3 rare candies, 3 rare candies, 4 rare candies. There is somewhere on Twitter a chart of how much difference the damage rounding threshold makes at different levels. And when you get above, say, level 30, you might as well not factor it in at all. Right, should we see if this leaderboard's cooperating today? Where is it? Nope, that's a Spinder. Let's see what's going wrong, shall we? Well, it helps if you put it on the right leaderboard, doesn't it, Squidge? For goodness sake. What time was it again? 1:22:29, right. I've got this, honest. It's got to put it in the right file. You really didn't have to do that, Jesus! He's starstruck, thank you. You really didn't have to. Thank you to Blade Blado Legends for sponsoring these blifted blubs. Now, I am going to have to actually sort out the streaming leaderboard ever so slightly, because the full one isn't showing for some reason. But in our recent streams, Bouffalant takes top spot. I will have to probably start a fresh leaderboard at some point. Let's see where we are on the backport leaderboard. Have we even made it onto the backport leaderboard? No, we haven't. Right, I need to fix these leaderboards at some point because I had to split them all up because I was doing a lot of content in advance. Right, let's get back to the challenge overlay now. We'll skip through the very, very quick credits here. For comparison's sake, by the way, the Giraffe Rig, which is currently on top of the leaderboard, is a 115.57. Bouffalant Supremacy, thank you so much for the $2 super chat, Seth Kearney. Now, I did say I was going to stick on the DVD green, didn't I? While I check something or show you the other sprite that was the option. So let me try doing one of these. There we go. Have a DVD leaderboard while I get the old sprite up. Before we have a look at how terrible that old sprite was, we are going to, of course, return Kenya. So Kenya, you've been a great help over the last 1.5 hours or so here on stream, but you've got to go home. Right. So the old front sprite, much less detailed. Looked like that. So that's a thing that existed. And then let's get the back sprite up. Oh dear. What is that? That was the initial back sprite. I think it's safe to say the one we ran with was an awful lot better, wasn't it? Goodness me, that's terrible. But on that note, I am going to call it for today. I've got the big stream, of course. We've all got the big stream on Friday coming up. That is going to be starting from 2 PM United Kingdom time. We're celebrating 2 years together here on the channel, and goodness me, what a great 2 years it has been. In the meantime, though, I do want to say thank you to Kanto for 16 months here at the channel membership, Sora Donald Goofy for the $2 super chat, and you're very welcome for making your morning great. Thank you for making my afternoon great. Starstruck for the 5 gifted memberships, and Seth Kearney for the $2 super chat as well. On tomorrow, that's terrible English squidge. Tomorrow, for all of you lovely HM friends, we've got Dunsparce coming out. We do have Lapras coming out for everybody else on the public release. And then on Friday, we've got Giraffe Rig a whole 3 times. But for today, I'm going to say thank you all so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. I'll see you all very, very soon.